Hello, I'm your host, Justin Rodriguez, and you're listening to Deep into History at Lone Star University Park. So, today we'll be talking about James Baldwin and his book, The Fire Next Time. In the book, The Fire Next Time, Baldwin starts it off by writing a letter to his 14-year-old nephew. What he's telling him in this letter is how white people are stuck in this illusion that they are better than everyone and that they are the more superior race. What Baldwin tells his nephew is to not be angry with them, but to accept them with love because they do not know what is right and what is true. He also says that society has chosen the destiny for his nephew, but because of the color of his skin. That is not true. What Baldwin tells him is to be brave and that he can accomplish many great things no matter what obstacles are in his way. What Baldwin argues is that a second class citizenship is a stain on the United States because its image is being the home of the freedom and being a Christian nation. Today, I'll be talking about the contradictions Baldwin states as well as how these inequalities are set into our society. So, Baldwin dives deep into the contradictions into American society. So, as you know, America is known as the land of the free as well as being a very religious in Christianity. Everyone would think that no one is being treated unfairly in America, but in reality, there is many racial discriminations as well as many African Americans having second class citizenship. These racial inequalities are set by our institution and society. During this time period, there is a lot of segregation where blacks are separated from white people. Due to labor practices, it leads to African Americans having a hard time to adjust into society, keeping them in poverty neighborhoods, as well as not having enough money to buy a nice house. There are also a lot of white supremacy during this time, which makes it harder for African Americans to assimilate into a society where they weren't seen as equals. Remember, you're here with Justin Rodriguez and you're listening to Deep into History. So, going into Baldwin's history, Baldwin was 14 and he was a young preacher for a church. He was living in Harlem. He saw his friends turn to crime and realized that he could become just like them. And he also saw in his neighborhood all the pimps, whores, and drug dealers on the streets and realized that he could be one of them as well. Baldwin noticed that the people around him would never become like fathers and they aren't going down the right path. Baldwin's father also tried to get him to quit school and to make him work instead, but Baldwin refused. When Baldwin told his father that he had a Jewish friend, his father got really angry with him and hit him. He also told his father that his friend was a better Christian than him. So this altercation between Baldwin and his father shows the racial disparity between groups and obviously shows how his father got mad at him just because he had a Jewish friend. Baldwin challenged his father's authority and didn't like how he ruled over him. So he went to a different church, one that his father didn't teach in. But what Baldwin then soon realized was that he only changed who ruled over him and didn't accomplish anything. So when his friend took him to church, the minister asked, "Whose little boy are you?" This obviously made him realize that he was no different than being someone's pimp. As soon as time goes by, Baldwin then starts to lose faith in Christianity because how twisted white people had made it become. He then later stumbles his way across Islam. Baldwin later meets Elijah Muhammad, who is the leader of the Nation of Islam, which is the Nation of Islam is a black movement, separatist movement that uses part of the Islamic religion to put black priorities first. Although he respects the movement, Baldwin fully didn't agree with it. He didn't agree with the part that they put African Americans first over white Americans. The Nation of Islam priorities separation, which is the same thing that Christianity was doing when Baldwin was younger. He doesn't like this idea, but understands how people would succumb to this after generations of trauma and what they have gone through. Instead of doing the same as what white people are doing by separating the white from blacks, Baldwin insists that they should come together and accept the past and create a new future in order to move forward together. African Americans during the 1960s were getting their freedom by protests such as sit-ins, the civil rights movement. Lastly, Baldwin states how African Americans and white people need to integrate together so that the U.S. can be a better nation. Baldwin also states that white people should learn to love themselves and that black people should keep doing what they're doing and not giving into what white people are telling them. Baldwin then ends his book by saying a Bible metaphor speech. If Americans don't come together, then soon there will be a fire next time. Basically saying there will be destruction if we don't come to learn to love each other and be one with each other. We have come a long way in the United States, and even though there are some disparities between races, there are some ways to improve our nation. Some things we can do in our communities is make sure everyone has an equal opportunity, as well as help fund the schools for poor neighborhoods and families. So, in conclusion, after talking about James Baldwin's book, The Fire Next Time, in order to achieve peace and harmony between racial groups, we have to integrate with each other and accept the past and learn how to be one with each other. Thank you for listening to Deep into History, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.